So I want to say, welcome again to today's webinar, an exploration of presence and a guided meditation with Bob Anderson. We are thrilled to have you with us for this experience and this conversation exploring one of the practices that lies at the heart of Unity Academy. Our guide for this session is Bob Anderson, co-founder of Leadership Circle and founder of Unity Academy. For more than 40 years, Bob has been a devoted student of human development, consciousness, and the world's great wisdom traditions. His work explores a question that has shaped his life's journey. What allows us to awaken to our fullest potential and live from a deeper experience of unity, wisdom, and presence? Many know Bob as the creator of the Universal Model of Leadership and the Leadership Circle profile, both groundbreaking contributions to the field of leadership development. But those who have worked closely with him also know him equally as a practitioner, a teacher, and a guide whose life has been dedicated to deep inner work and the transformative journey of developing consciousness. Bob brings together rigorous research, deep contemplative practice, practical wisdom, and truly a genuine love for people. His presence has helped countless leaders and practitioners discover new possibilities for growth, awareness, and authentic transformation. As always, whenever I'm lucky enough to chat with him, I am delighted to have him guide us today. It is my pleasure to welcome Bob Anderson.
Thank you, Sarah. When my mom was dying, we had a living funeral for her, uh, uh, and we gathered to say what was in our hearts to her before she passed. And I spoke from the deepest places of my love for her. And at the end, she went, over the top, too much. So Sarah, that was over the top. Beautiful. Yeah. So I've been thinking about how to capture some of this in words, and one of the it's like the Tao that can be spoken is not the Tao. How does one explain a fragrance to someone who's never smelled a rose or a banana how do you explain that? You can't. They it just can't be done. And so in some ways I'm here to talk about a very, very subtle experience. And talking about it is not the experience. Ideas about it don't take you very far. It's a deeply embodied practice. And so we'll do the best we can. And the purpose of the meditation, it's short, it's just a taste. Because the work that I'm now exclusively focused on is embedded in this word presence. Like, what does it mean to really become a master? When you walk in the room, the whole field of the room shifts. Literally. That you and your mere presence could be a catalytic, transformative, alchemical resonance. The frequency coming off your body makes what seemingly wasn't possible possible. To become ever more wholeheartedly, undefendedly, radiantly present. And it's only in this way of radically embracing our clients that deep healing, deep remembering or making whole can happen. Only the frequency of love works. And so the academy is a full out initiation experience into that kind of radical embrace. For it, we're, as I do, integrating lots of stuff. So it's founded on what I think is an emerging paradigm in the world, replacing the one we're in, the one that's built on a kind of scientific materialism and separateness, for a paradigm of inherent unity, which is our mission statement. We exist to evolve the conscious practice of leadership. You hear the word consciousness, conscious practice of leadership to steward the planet and to awaken us all to our inherent unity. So from the beginning, we were pointing to there is a larger inherent unity that we can awaken to, and it's eminently practical. So we're integrating the great traditions. I'm in a huge project right now, integrating across about 50 non-dual spiritual traditions and looking at the meta patterns. And it's astonishing. It's astonishing. The common ground, different language, different phenomenology in their experience, but remarkably aligned. With quantum science and quantum neurology and quantum biology that's upending our understanding of the physical world, and actually completely consistent with the great traditions, with indigenous traditions and their wisdom. And so there's an emergence now of a paradigm of unity that I think is essential if we're to somehow make whole our deeply fragmented and polarized world. We're up against it as a species, and only the frequency of unity and love will do. And so it's time we not only grow up developmentally in terms of stages of development, but we clean up our shadow and we wake up and show up. Ken Wilber's grow up, clean up, wake up, show up. Fully embodied presence. So I want to just do a little bit setup here on the physics, just a touch on physics, because I think that when you're entering into the domain of the subtle mastery, subtle energies, fields, resonance, transmission, it's helpful to know how those fields work. Now, we're not going to cover a lot here, but I just want to kind of just give a touch because I've spent quite a few years actually learning from physicists some of what they are discovering. So just take in this quote. This is Niels Bohr, one of the founders of quantum science. Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real. If quantum mechanics hasn't profoundly shocked you, you haven't understood it yet. So the first thing that struck me is that matter is immaterial. There is no matter. This blew me away. And you think about how we use the word matter. If it's immaterial, it doesn't matter. So really, we dismiss it right away. Oh, that's not real. No, reality isn't matter. Reality is immaterial. It's only energy. And it's vastly spacious. Now, I'm going to correct the word empty space in a minute, but you're a 99.999999999, 13 nines empty space. And that's a phenomenal number, and it's hard to get your head around it. So I'm just going to do a few exercises, but I'm leading into the meditation. So listen to this with your body, feel into this with your body, because I'm going to set up the meditation, which is about entering the spaciousness. through breath. And so if you remove all the space from all the humans, all the space between protons and neutrons, all that space that's in there, if you reduced it so all the protons and neutrons were stacked like oranges on the grocery store shelf, all of us, all however many billions of us now would fit in the space of a sugar cube. It's unfathomable straight out of quantum science. So it's vastly spacious. Your body is mostly, almost exclusively space. So I tried to play with this. I said, can I find me in this space? Like, where am I in this? Right? So if I divide that cube by 10, well, then I'm somewhere in there. And if I divide it by 10 again, well, I'm somewhere in that dot. And if I divide it, in order to kind of get down to 13 nines, I have to divide that dot by 76 billion. Or is that million? Doesn't matter. It's a phenomenal number, right? And and that dot could just dissolve into your morning cup of, or that whole cube could dissolve into your morning cup of coffee because it's so spacious. So this is a sense. Take this one. If this is you, and this is the space of you, and if we divide that space of you by 10, now this is 90% empty space. You know, if we look at where are you, if we divide it 99% empty space, this is the material you at 99% empty space, 99.9 and 99.99, the dot disappears. It's not even a pixel on my screen. And I have to repeat that 10 more times or divide it by 10 billion. So you are spacious. There is very little material there, if any. In fact, we'll get into it maybe later, but in quantum science, there are no particles. It's all energy patterns. So we call a proton, we call it a particle, but it's really not a particle. And when you go inside a proton, there's quarks, they say, except they take up no spatial extent. So you're back, when you're inside a proton, you're back to vast empty space. And so we're not what we think we are if we're identified with our physical form, our body. We're cut off from the vastness of human experience. So, where are you? Who are you? What constitutes you? So, I'm going to stop share and drop us into a meditation. The purpose of it's a breath meditation. Breath is a universal way in, dropping us into this spaciousness. The purpose is not to sort of teach how you breathe, but to see if you can experience this vast spaciousness. So I'm going to lead the meditation, and then when we come out of it, I'm going to put you into a duo or trio, depending on how many land in the room. And when you're in the trio, I'll say a little more before you go in. I just want you to be present with each other. You'll have like 3 or 4 minutes is all. I want you to sit at least for a minute or two in silence with each other, present. And then maybe you have something to say, to speak into that silence, or to speak from that silent presence. And then we'll pull you back and talk about your experience of this. So it's helpful if you sit up straight, comfortable. Close your eyes. Although I meditate now, eyes open, there's a whole different brain pattern But for this one, it's helpful to close your eyes and just bring your attention to the center of your chest, to the heart center. This alone is a practice. The heart is a huge gate. If you just rest attention in the heart, deeper, more subtle energies start to flow. And now just bring your attention to your breath. You don't have to breathe differently. Just notice your breath. Feel the different sense details of breathing. Observe it as if for the first time. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest. You notice the rise and fall of your belly. This pulsation of breathing. Expansion wave, contraction wave. Notice the pressure wave of breath at the bottom of the pelvic floor. Feel your pelvis expanding and contracting with each breath. So that now your whole torso is breathing. See if you can notice this pulsation of breath in your thighs. Your calves, your feet, the bottoms of your feet. As you do this, you may have thoughts. That's fine. No need to turn them off. Just bring your attention back to your breath. Feel the entire torso and lower half of your body breathing. Can you feel that wave of breath in your sacrum, the bottom of the spine? Bringing your attention to the spine, breathing. Expansion or elongation of the spine with each breath. Feel the sensation of breath across your shoulders, rising and falling. How about in your arms and hands? Notice the sensation of breath in your neck, your throat, front and back of your neck. Now notice this pulsation of breath in your head. The top of your head. So that now your whole body is breathing. Now let your attention just rest in the heart space and feel your whole body breathing. See if you can notice the spaciousness of your body as you breathe. Its emptiness. You might even have the sensation of being breathed. That the universe is breathing you. That this vast emptiness is breathing you. So now, bringing your attention back to your heart center, going to take a second practice here. I call it dual attention. This is a vital practice in subtle mastery. The ability to hold attention in the center, in this spaciousness, to continue to be aware of it in your body, or even beyond your body. And at the same time, slowly open your eyes. Slowly, slowly, staying connected to the spaciousness of your body, to the stillness that developed. Looking at the screen, seeing faces, but also at the same time remaining in that spaciousness, connecting. So you have both inner and outer attention simultaneously. And now I'm going to have Melissa put us in breakouts, staying in this dual attention. When you land in your breakout room, just connect with the people there. No need to say anything. Just be present. feeling them, feeling this in you. And then after a minute or so of that, if there's something emerging to be said, feel free to speak into that uh, spacious field between you. And we'll pull you back in 3 or 4 minutes. Right. We'll open up for comments about that experience, sharing about the experience, and then see where that might take us in terms of questions and conversation. So you know how to use your reaction to raise your hand, and we'll just call on people in that order. So Anya.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak, and thank you for that experience. At the beginning of the meditation, I had a heavy feeling in my heart region, but then after a while, I could really completely be at peace, and I felt as if I was floating and becoming more and more, or less and less important, like some part of something bigger.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. And when we went into the breakouts, it was quiet, no one talked, and I was like, please, let's keep this quiet connections, let's not talk. And it was really loving silence and beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. It's an interesting turn of phrase. I'm a part of something bigger. And even in that, you can hear that I'm identified with the part. Right. And the reality of this emergent framework is that we are part whole of one. We are that wholeness, that vastness. Great. Who else? Somebody else had a hand up.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
It's Jen.
Yeah, Jim, great.
Hey,
Good to see you.
good to see you again. For me, it's the shift from the head to the heart space. The quality of looking at the world, not from the head or the mind, and dropping into the heart, that spaciousness. What struck me the most when I was having the dual attention in myself and in everything in front of me, because it's a Zoom screen, there's this quality of childlike wonder, because my tendency coming from the mind is this person right in front of me. And there's this sharp quality to it. The childlike quality is, wow, look at the background. Look at everything else. I just noticed myself shifting attention to various different things and wonderment about all of that.
Yeah, beautiful.
And that's profound in a way for me, how much I'm coming from the adult rather than the child wonder.
Other statements. Helps if someone speaks.
I realize how much I need more of this. I noticed my resistance to it at the beginning. And when I surrendered, the gift of it. And this is such an important practice.
Yeah. Can you put words on the resistance?
Yeah, noticing how tightly strung my body is, and how attached my mind is to that.
Yeah.
how fast my mind, my brain is moving, and the gift of letting it go. There was relief in it.
Yeah. We don't really realize that we kind of live like this. I mean, if everybody just does that for a minute, like make a fist and hold it. At some point, this is habitual, so much so we take it as normal. And it's kind of our waking state.
Mm.
And then you can just slowly release. And notice the difference. That all the capacity to open to deeper, higher frequencies and run more current, more energy, more grace, more light through the field of this body it's a matter of loosening the habitual contraction, the limited self-identity. It has me pushing in a hurry, rushing, constantly needing to prove myself or make myself worthy or good, or all of that constricts the flow. And so all you notice, and there's resistance to, there's a reason for the contraction. There's a history behind it. And all you noticed was, if I just release it a little, what if that were my habit? I'm in the midst of the work and the fray, but from still center. And think about the impact in the room. Like when you walk in that state, this hurried, tightened state, no matter how competent, that's the resonance that you're bringing in the room. And you can bring a very different presence. And so in part of what we're doing is bringing in many practices, but one of them, and Chin just spoke, she was a part of our last session. Chin's a Aikido black belt Aikido practitioner. And so we bring in Aikido masters to work with us on how to embody this kind of presence under pressure. When an opponent's coming at you, can I stay centered and grounded and spacious and open and let the field inform me, inform the movement? It's moving me. I'm not trying to decide what to do. I'm being moved by this larger intelligence that's inherent everywhere. See, in quantum science, space isn't empty. It used to be. We threw out the ether and space became empty. But the more recent discovery is it's a field. It's a quantum field, and it's everywhere. There's nowhere where it's not. And there is no matter. It's all different energetic configurations of this one field. So you are not a material body. You are an energetic pattern in a larger field of loving intelligence or intelligent love. You are non-separate, and you are energy and conscious energy only. And we've never been taught this, nor have we been taught how to access it, how to live as that, how to more fully and fully embody that. And it's actually doesn't fit in our paradigm at all. So we've been told not to pay attention to that. And it's there for the taking in every one of us. So, Ajita.
What a gift to be here and to receive this. Thank you so much, Bob. And the words surrender and remembrance have been very present in my journey.
Yeah.
And thank you. I wanted to say thank you for helping me remember that it is possible for me to remain aware of the deep connection with the field with my eyes open, for this is the first time I experienced it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I love the word remember. In some ways, we're remembering something that we long ago forgot. But, part of, I talked about this contraction. So part of it is that as we run more current through the field of the body, we bring in more light. The shadows in us naturally start to reverberate like that's too much light, because shadow, what we call shadow or trauma or wound, is contracted light. It's not dark. It's encapsulated in shame or fear, terror, self-loathing, worthlessness, powerful feelings that encapsulate it, but inside it is an essence of you that you split off, said that is not acceptable, and forgot that you split it off. And the pain that we feel is like a homing beacon. Remember me. It's begging in this painful duality to be remembered. And if you play with that word, it's both remember because it's unconscious, but also remember, to bring back into its original blessing, its original unity. And that can only be done in a field of unity. We typically meet these parts of ourselves or others in the world that we project onto. We typically meet them with a make wrong, fix. If I make it wrong, then you'll want to change, right? I'm going to change you, heal you. So there's no. How do we just meet it and hold it in this loving spaciousness that many of you just described in chat? Then it can unwind itself, unwound, become unwound, unwounded, and remembered. So there's this dance between opening to this larger flow or field of awareness and energy and light. And then that meets the constrictions. And when we meet those constrictions with that light, you get more light, right? It's all light. And if you really want to be as vital and spacious and lit up as is possible, then it's a dance between learning how to access and open, surrender and open, and meeting these parts of ourselves and say, no way, I want nothing to do with that. And loving them back into unity. That's the work. Back to that gallery. Shakina?
You got it.
Did I get it?
You did. Hi,
Not
Bob.
bad for a guy that needs reading glasses.
I had a different experience. The first part, I definitely was somewhere else, floating. I really felt that there was No, it was just energy.
Yeah.
And then coming the duel, I was in shock. Uh, It was like seeing something that wasn't me.
Mm.
I didn't recognize that, that was steering it.
This body I
Yeah,
didn't
right.
recognize.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't want it. It was like
Yeah, yeah,
almost,
yeah.
why are you here? Who
Yeah.
is that? You're an
Yeah.
imposter. So it was very, very strange. That's the first time I've ever experienced that feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
Beautiful.
yeah.
The body, you are not the body. You are not in your body. You have a body. It's in you, and you are that spaciousness. Fundamentally, you are that spaciousness. You are only conscious light. All the traditions are unanimous.
Mhm.
Unanimous. We give it different names. But when you look at the phenomenology of experience at the high end of the non-dual traditions, they're all saying, they're all describing the same uh, self-radiant consciousness, luminous emptiness. And so you were so present with that that the body became kind of wow. Hmm. And there are a lot of traditions where it's like you just transcend. But no, this is an embodiment practice. So it's how do I embody that fully? Now, this was one practice. Yeah, okay, we're getting close. This was one practice. This was breath. Breath is a universal practice, and there are many different forms of it. I chose this one. What we're doing in the academy is in the context of a larger framework of embodied work and different practices coming together, like the healing traditions, the Barbara Brennan School of Healing, which I did for 4 years, uh, and Aikido, and various practices are coming together. Um, we're hitting we're hitting various gates. We have a set of practices that hit all the gates. So this is a breath, but it's aiming at awareness itself. So there's awareness practices that aim at consciousness itself, becoming more aware of awareness, which is what Terry Fallon is calling her stage 5 in her development that goes beyond the integral or late integral. Is 5.0 is the emergence of awareness awareness itself. And then as that moves into 5.5 and 6 and 6.5 and so on, you realize that awareness is my fundamental ground of being. And I am the timeless, boundless. At essence, consciousness only. So then there's a cascading sort of like a prism, rainbow of fields, energy fields that are described in all the traditions with different names. And as you unify more and more with reality, you encounter these fields and learn to embody them. Meta capabilities come online. The capacity to be more intuitive, more generative, manifest things more eloquently and effortlessly, have a transforming presence just by showing up in the room, and on and on and on. These kinds of capacities are described as you unify more and more with fundamental layers of reality, deeper layers of reality. And that's where real transformative mastery capacity comes online. And so these capacities are well available to us at the, once you get to 3.5, which is more the achiever level, and then and then 4.0 and individuals and strategist levels. When you get into those levels, you've really booted up, you've developed up the subtle mind. but we've only been taught to look at it, use it for cognition and maybe, feeling, not subtle awareness. It's there for the taking, but we haven't been taught that it is, and that we can access it both to be informed about what wants to emerge through us or in this coaching session, and how to actually shape it to manifest a future that's beckoning us forward. It wants our participation. And so that's the work at what I'm calling unity-informed integral practice. And we just tasted one practice. There's a whole set, kind of cherry-picked, curated set of practices that once you get good with them, they start to combine, and it's a very powerful, very, very powerful. And we just had our second week of the Unity Academy here in North America last week, where we dive into that stuff for a week, and it was extraordinary. It's just extraordinary. So we need to wrap up. Melissa has some closing comments. Thank you all. This was delight. Maybe as she does, you can put some other thoughts in the chat.
Thank you,
Melissa,
Bob.
take us home.
For those of you who are just hearing about Unity Academy, I have two invites. One is for you to read about it, and the other one is to subscribe to Bob's newsletter. In the chat, you'll find both links. For those of you who are familiar and are ready to register or either talk to us to understand if this is the right move for you, or if you have concrete questions, I'll leave also the contact from Maralena for you to book a call. Currently, Zoom has decided that I cannot send messages, so it might take a minute, but you'll get them. And also you'll receive the follow-up with the recording and with a message from Bob that he already prepared. So we've got 2 additional minutes while I send these links, Bob, if you feel like closing, or if there's any additional question, or if we want just to share the space.
Actually, Melissa, there were a couple of questions in the chat. Bob, I'm not sure if you saw it, but Michael asked if there was an author who speaks to that idea of shadow being condensed light, or something that you might recommend.
I'm learning that from a teacher of mine. His name's Patrick Connor. He's one of the most brilliant and powerful teachers I've encountered. And he's working out of this whole amazing paradigm that it's all a frequency game. It's all a love game. And that what we call dark is actually light. There's only light. And the practice that we're working with, or one of them in the academy, is that if you can simply feel it with radical embrace, these painful emotions start to soften, dissolve, and the light that's contracted there unwinds and opens and comes back online. And it does so pretty elegantly, beautifully, without a lot of words needed. In fact, words get in the way. So no, I don't have an author, but that's the frame.
Excellent. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, thank you. It's beautiful to be with you. Wish we had more time. We're just getting warmed up. All right. Have a great day, everybody.